All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's trade recap, we hit for a break even. Today was more of a difficult day as opposed to yesterday. Yesterday was pretty slightly, even then you could have got a 3-minute entry for sure. One right here. That's really it. On YM, those are a better one for sure. This is the trade we should have took yesterday instead of taking that, L around here. Could have waited. Boom. Retrace. SMT. Fill. Market pushes up. Boom, the 5-minute inversion here. That's our entry. And then you can see there, boom, break even above those highs. And then we should let the trade run. Very, very beautiful manipulation, standard deviation lags. You can see the market just had a continuation up day. Yesterday should have not been a loss, if I'm being truly honest. Yesterday should have been a winning day. As opposed to today, YM just market open and then we just started dumping here. So you see the market open, just started dumping, pushed up, came down, pushed up one more time, and we failed to continue delivering to the upside and reach for that buy side objective, and then the market just continued to the downside here. Same thing with ES really. So for the news, we just pushed up. We had strong delivery to the upside here, and I thought, I've seen this scenario before where the market just pushes up, comes down, and then when market opens, we form SMT at the lows, and then we start to expand higher. You've seen it probably a million times. If you've been trading for a while, that's an ideal scenario of what you would want to see usually whenever the market opens for CPI. And we kind of got that scenario, and that's kind of where my first trade idea stimulated from on MNQ. So we had SMT at the lows. ES never really swept these lows while MQ did. And then we formed a 3-minute inversion fair value gap. But I was typing on the little recording about how I just don't like this trade. I didn't like this trade at all. And there was two reasons. One was YM was just melting at that time. It was melting. ES was a little bit more skeptical and then eventually started to melt, and NQ was peaking. It was peaking and then eventually started to melt, and that's kind of why I was very, very sketched out. Whenever we were down here, I was like, I probably lost. I lost 1% today. Again, I was all disappointed. I was very frustrated with myself. I was like, bro, you should have waited. You should have waited for 10 a.m. Why you keep entering too early? And majority of the time I realized, if the trade doesn't deliver quickly to the take profit, after 9:30, 9:30 to 10 a.m., probably gonna hit break even. But after 10 a.m., that's kind of where we take it, a little bit more slow. The market usually tends to take a little bit more to deliver, and then that's kind of where we look for our trade idea. But now you can see the market is just completely dumping, completely disrespecting this 1-minute IFVG. That's kind of where our second trade stimulated from, this 1-minute inversion. So we had SMT at these lows. We had a 1-minute inversion for value gap form. We also had I think it was a 30-minute. Yeah, it was a 30-minute buy side imbalance, which clearly got disrespected here. And then the market it continued up for a little bit, and then it came back down, and then it went back up. But it went back up. It formed this 15-minute inversion for value gap, and I realized, either that's when I moved my stop loss to break even, traded a little bit more in profit, so the commissions don't, eat me up. And we have an inversion. We can trace up into it, but we shouldn't come back down to 50%. And then we also have a SIBI here, and we also have potential order block forming or mitigation block to then which pushes up higher and reach for this area. I was aiming for a quick, 1R, but we never really got that. So this trade I was aiming for a 2R. I won't even lie. I was aiming for around here. I was aiming for a 2R. The 1R would have been met, honestly. I'm only risking 1% per trade idea. And I'm on a funded account with the combines, basically. So I'm trading the funded and the combines. Reason for that, I just had this idea in the back of my mind where if we're trading my G7 trading model, which I'm looking at right now, the checklist, if I'm going to trade it, bro, why not copy trade it while I'm on a funded account and potentially get a payout and pass the funded account? I was like, why don't you reward yourself for passing an account by getting a payout? You ever thought of that, Wilmer? But if we go to the lifetime here, if I'm being truly honest, I don't know how many days we have. It doesn't really tell you. So we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 winning days, and if we have 4 more winning days, we're basically gonna have 6 or 7 around there. So yeah, I'm just playing. We have 1, 2, 3. Then we have 4 more. Suppose we're aiming for 1 hour, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7 winning days there. Suppose we aim for a quick 2 hours. That's 2 more winning days, which is 5, close to 5. Yeah, we basically hit 5 on the nail. Today I realized, I was like, all right, you should have went for a winning day. Should have never just moved it too low. You should have pushed it up and aimed for another winning day here. But it's all good because the end of the day, if you're looking for trades and you're aiming for consistency here, you're gonna get it. So that was basically really it for today's trade recap. Again, I'm not really trying to rush the process. That's another reason why I'm doing it on the funded. It's like, bro, if I'm trading on a funded account, I really don't have any like urgency to like think I need to pass or think I need to do something. I just need to show up, make good decisions, and then eventually get rewarded for those good decisions and continue doing that over and over and over again. And that's really it, bro. But we are down on this account though, I won't lie. So that's one thing. We are down around like we were close to like 1% around there. So if I do reach that 2K balance to pass the other combines, and then this one shall be at 1.5, we can take a quick 750, and then that's only going to leave us really with one trade. And I thought about it. I was like, all right, let's just not do that. And if we are able to get a payout, I probably will just request like 500 to leave like 2 trade balance. Not really gonna try to like, I'll probably de-risk a little bit on this account or push it to the side and then aim for the other ones, and then eventually go back to this one if I have time. That's pretty much really it for today's trade recap. All I'm gonna do now is journal these 2 trades, see where I could have done better, review the journal, add the hindsight trade, go to work at 12, try to go to the gym at 10:30 right now. It's 9:28 my time, so probably got an hour left. And yeah, that's pretty much really it. Walk my dog, usually like a BPR, a breaker. Those 2 key confluences are very, very powerful, and that's kind of why I've always tried to have those confluences in the back of my mind whenever I'm trading. And yeah.